Alright, it's time to get serious.
This is the milkman.
I really thought, with a few simple rules, I could sort out my whole bits problem. Every single bit that I have, I'd be able to find a way to organize it. And in truth, I can't. Not at all. This might come as a bit of a shock to some people, but structure and rules are actually really, really important in my life. I kind of rely on them to do everything. And like, I present myself super chaotic, I run around, I smash stuff together, super carefree. And that's all true. But I'm able to do that because so much of my life has like an underlying structure or rules or workflow to it. The one thing at the moment that is really bogging me down and stressing me out is my bits box and my ongoing projects. And I've been trying to find the perfect system, since the start of this vlog. And I kind of optimistically bought a bunch of these. I bought these specifically because they were really cheap, but also because the dividers, they're like one piece. I also bought these ones, these shallower ones. The issue with them is that these dividers, they remove. I don't like dividers that you can remove because if they even come up a little bit, bits can get stuck under them or slip under them. And if these rise up, then the lid might not shut properly. You know, bits from here are now over here and now over here. And if there is any sort of like gentle rattling, it's all over. So I bought these ones. And the issue is that these are just a little bit deep. They're really inconvenient to actually dig around and find bits in. So from the jump, these boxes aren't very good for storage, but it's what I can afford. They're cheap. But how do I organize so many different bits from so many different companies, scales, themes? This box is just 40k orc stuff. These arms are pretty specific, right? Like, why wouldn't I want to keep these together? I'm probably not going to use them on much else than orcs. Then in this tray, I have goblins. Fantasy goblins and fantasy orcs. But, as you can see, I'm already filling up all these spaces into categories. Monopose orcs, monopose goblins, snotlings, night goblin bits, heads, left arms, right arms. Night Goblin bits. Night Goblins. Doom Diver? Where else am I meant to put a Doom Diver? Little accessories? Like, I mean, that's a mushroom. Also shields. And then this is all like push mold stuff. And then bases. Bases I've specifically sculpted for my Mordheim warband. So I fill up all those spaces, right? So where does my boar go? And my shaman who needs a boar. And this Blood Bowl orc, which could be great to convert with. Same with this one. What about models that are mostly body? Does that need a separate section? Also, all these monopose models aren't going to fit. And what about my painted stuff? What do I do? This is the conundrum, because I thought it would be really, really easy. Because what about parts that I just want to be inspired by? Well, I've put everything like that's kind of non-specific in here. Things that could just be greebles or decorative or create something. Stuff that isn't already something, but also guns and also cows. This cleaver is in here, but this is meant to go in with my orcs and goblins. I think we need to organize with intent, focus, we need a goal. We need to orientate our organization around a goal, and also knowing that depending on what we're trying to organize can also have different goals, and different goals need different structures, different priorities. There is no one-size-fits-all solution. I think that's my conclusion so far. So what does that mean right now? Our goal for our orcs and goblins, what I'm trying to organize right now, I want to make a really crusty Orcs and Goblins warband. And I want every model to feel uniquely crusty, which allows us to remove some things from the equation. Both of these Night Goblin sculpts are incredibly beautiful, and I love them a lot. But we only need one, I think, to reach our goal. I think we keep this one, This goblin can be used when we expand this project, when this turns into a full army, or if I want to do this again, or something. But right now, it's not a part of our goal. It's going in the put it away bag. These are Blood Bowl orcs, and they're like a pretty unique kind of crusty, and I thought they would be really cool to convert into Mordheim because they're cheap and accessible, and they're kind of everywhere because they're board game pieces. They meet the criteria of my goal, but I think it's a unique idea that I only need one. The other two can go in the bag of later. This model is uniquely crusty, but I've already used it. I stole its face. So this model is already being represented in the warband, so let's put this in the bag too. I also only need one of these. I think I gotta choose this one. So the other one into the bag. This uniquely crusty model is also Blood Bowl, and even though it's different and cool, I've already used the Blood Bowl thing, and I think it's better to use like a more accessible model for it. It goes in the bag. Again, I don't need two of these. I think I take the most complete one, put the other one in the bag. We also don't need 50 spare goblin bits, especially if we're only ever going to have one goblin at this scale. These multi-part goblins are much bigger than the other ones. I'm even kind of debating whether I use it or not. So let's keep these all together in a different bag so we don't have to sort them out. And we also probably only need a single snotling, not 6 or 7 or 8. All these pieces will be so useful if we expand this project later, or if we want to make some changes, or maybe make another one for someone else. But we've got to keep our eyes on the prize. So we put this bag inside the other bag. We've also got a whole bunch of orc bits too, like these spears. Oh, that's cool. This is also cool. Maybe we just take one of each, and then those can go in a separate bag and into the big bag. After getting rid of a bag's worth of stuff, we freed up all this space that is all kind of condensed and inspirational and exactly what we need to get the job done. Plus, room for more stuff. I've got this ogre. I bought this in Nottingham at Foundry, and I think my friend Bill sculpted the head on it. Berserker Works Bill. That can go in there. This is Odgit, a goblin shaman, and a named character isn't very appropriate for Mordheim, but I think we can maybe take some push molds of maybe the staff or the face and reuse it on some other pieces. Here, maybe for now. I found one with the whole sword, so let's replace it. I also forgot to include a Dark World goblin that I got sent from Jeremy Blackmagic Craft. I have so many of these, it would be a shame not to use one of them. I've got this Reaper Goblin Archer. This goblin with a spear, it definitely came from Foundry. I don't know who sculpted it. It could have been a Kev Adams. And I have this classic monopose goblin with a spear as well. I also maybe want to do something with this. This is from a Wake Godent. I gotta do something with it. Okay, I think we're making really good progress because my mind wants things to make sense. It wants to have hard and fast rules. And I think having a hard and fast rule that it's not about categorizing and organizing everything for every possible outcome and situation. It's about narrowing in and working out exactly what needs to be achieved and how can I organize myself around that. I don't need a spot for every single left-handed spear. Maybe one day, but for now, that doesn't need to take up my time. Right now, I just need a couple of those spears. But I also want a couple of swords and a couple of shields and a couple of bear arms, a couple of clubs, a couple of daggers. If I was trying to organize those things how I was trying to organize them before, I'd have boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes to make one single Mordheim warband. So what's the goal and what do we really need? Now the question is, can I apply that logic to, well, sorting out this box, this box, this box, that box, that box, all these, that box, this box, this box, this box, this one. Bugger. Oh wait, there's more. These ones,